Did you know? There is one thing that if you quietly drop it into the toilet, the right way from that moment on, debt will no longer follow you. Bad luck will slowly disappear, and a new path to wealth will begin to open. We often think that to escape poverty or misfortune, we need to do something grand, something powerful, or seek out expensive and elaborate spiritual items. But the ancients passed down a ritual that is incredibly simple, using just one thing that every household already has: garlic. Maybe you have never heard of this ritual before, or maybe it sounds unfamiliar. But in many cultures, both Eastern and Western, symbolic actions like lighting candles, writing down what you want to let go of, or burning paper to release negative emotions have existed for hundreds of years. These are known as letting go rituals, practices that help people reset their energy, heal from within, and shift into a new state of awareness. Before we begin, go ahead and leave a positive affirmation in the comments below. Something like, "I am ready to change my destiny," or "I am a magnet for prosperity," or whatever it is you hope to attract. And do not forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you do not miss out on practical ancient tips for feng shui and spirituality. Let us build a community that understands deeply, lives mindfully, and attracts the good things in life. So, why garlic? Why not a coin, a charm, or some other mystical object? Why is it that a small clove of garlic, something we use every day in the kitchen, could become a powerful tool for cleansing bad karma, breaking through streaks of misfortune, and activating your energy of wealth? The answer lies in this: the ancients never chose anything randomly. Everything had a deeper meaning. Everything carried a unique vibrational frequency. And garlic, in both traditional folk medicine and ancient spiritual feng shui, has always been seen as an invisible shield against harmful energies and negative forces. If you pay attention, you will notice that from poor rural areas to sacred temples, garlic is often hung by the door, placed on the altar of the earth god, or even secretly tucked into a child's pocket to ward off bad winds and protect from negative spirits. In many ancient cultures, garlic was more than just a spice. It was a living talisman, absorbing harmful energy, clearing away impurity, and pushing back anything that blocks the natural flow of good fortune. From a Buddhist perspective, everything begins with the mind. But the mind is also influenced by our surroundings, the environment, everything we come into contact with daily. If your home is filled with stagnant energy, dark vibrations that build up from stress arguments or failure, then the flow of prosperity will naturally be blocked as well. And the place that accumulates negative energy the fastest is the bathroom. It is the place of release, but if not cared for properly, it can also flush away the most precious things in your life. Garlic, with its inner heat, strong aroma, antibacterial qualities, and ability to absorb toxins, is seen as a powerful symbol for cleansing bad energy. But more important than the garlic itself is the mindset. When you hold a clove of garlic in your hand, set the intention to release, speak a positive affirmation, and visualize your debts or misfortunes dissolving. You are engaging in a dynamic form of meditation, a ritual powerful enough to shift both your inner energy and the energy around you. Now that you understand why just one clove of garlic can cut the invisible cords holding you back, let me guide you through how to perform this ritual, step by step, with sacred intent and powerful transformative energy. Step 1. Prepare a fresh clove of garlic. When choosing garlic for this ritual, never use dried, shriveled garlic or the pre-peeled kind you often find at the market. Those have already lost their life force. They no longer carry enough energy to absorb the negativity for you. Choose a fresh, firm clove with its natural skin intact and a strong, pungent scent. That is the sign it still holds the full life force drawn from Mother Earth. This garlic clove is not just another cooking ingredient. It becomes a vessel of karmic energy in this ritual, a place to hold all the burdens that have been weighing on your mind. For generations, our ancestors used garlic to repel evil spirits, purify the home, and protect places where heavy energy gathered. But today, this garlic's role goes even deeper. It will become your stand-in. It will carry your debt, hold your fear, and absorb all the heavy, suffocating, and draining energies that have kept you stuck. When you write on the garlic clove what you wish to release, whether it is the name of a creditor, a specific debt, or just a lingering sense of unease, you are already taking the first step toward freedom. You are facing it, acknowledging it, and getting ready to let it go. Step 2. 1 stick of cinnamon. Among all the herbs used by the ancients to attract wealth and protect energy, cinnamon has always been one of the most revered. Not just for its warm and spicy aroma, but for the powerful energy it radiates. Cinnamon represents yang energy, a force of brightness, warmth, and positivity that can dissolve heaviness, stagnation, and blockages both in your living space and in your mind. Just a small stick of dried cinnamon placed properly can help clear heavy energy and open the door to prosperity. In the past, people often kept a bit of cinnamon in their wallet or tied a small stick in the corner of a safe. They believed cinnamon did not only guard their money, it also attracted more wealth. This is not superstition. It is a deep understanding of the harmony between the physical and energetic worlds. The scent of cinnamon is fragrant, warm, and awakening. It revives the life energy that may be lying dormant in your everyday life. Step 3. A green candle. You may have heard that green is the color of money, of growth of nature, coming back to life after a dry season. But few people know that in ancient spiritual traditions, green is also the color of inner healing, a color that symbolizes fresh, bright, hopeful new beginnings. That is why when you light a green candle, you are not just lighting a flame in your room, you are awakening a light within yourself. Choose a candle in a soft, calming shade of green. It does not need to be large. As it burns, allow your mind to settle and watch the flame dance in the air. Picture that light shining into the hidden corners of your financial journey. If lately you have felt stuck, like you don't know how to repay your debts, or it feels harder and harder to make ends meet, then this green candle becomes your guiding torch. Step 4. A blank sheet of paper and a pen. Never underestimate a blank piece of paper. In this ritual, it is not just something to write on. It is a mirror of your inner world, a contract between you and the universe. When you put pen to paper, you are not simply jotting down some numbers or names. You are opening a door to confront the truth you may have avoided for so long. That plain sheet holds deep spiritual weight. It is not a place for vague wishes or empty prayers. It is a declaration, a space where you name the debt that is pressing down on you, where you acknowledge someone who once helped you, or where you admit what you still have not resolved. Whether it is financial debt, emotional debt, or a quiet grudge that lingers, write it all down. Clearly, honestly, without sugarcoating, without avoiding. Writing it out is the first act of liberation. When something only exists in your head, it floats like a dark cloud, shapeless, unreachable. But once you put it on paper, that cloud begins to dissolve. You can see it. You can name it. And only then can you actively let it go. Do not fear what you write. On the contrary, be grateful to that piece of paper for helping you release a weight you have grown used to carrying but never truly knew how to set down. Now we step into the heart of the ritual, simple actions, but when done at the right time with the right mindset, they do more than affect feng shui. They reach deep into the root of the energy flowing through your life. When you have all your items ready, the green candle, garlic, clove, cinnamon stick, blank paper, and pen, choose a quiet time for yourself. The best moment is after 9 o'clock in the evening, when the world has calmed, the mind has softened, and subtle energies become easier to feel than at any other time of day. Dim the lights, or leave only a soft glow, so you can step fully into this ritual with complete presence. First, light the green candle. Watch as the flame slowly catches and grows. A sense of peace will start to spread in your chest. That flame is not just lighting up the room, it is illuminating something deep inside you. Imagine that light shining into every shadowy corner of your financial life, where unpaid debts once lay, where worries piled up endlessly, where hopelessness quietly settled in. Now all of it is being touched by that light seen, warmed, and awakened. Next, take your blank paper and pen. Begin writing clearly and honestly. Write down the name of the person who lent you money. If you do not remember their name, just write creditor. Then write down the exact or estimated amount of debt you still owe. It could be a financial amount, a loan, or even something harder to define like a debt of gratitude or a promise to yourself you have not yet fulfilled. Write it all down. Leave nothing unspoken. That paper will now carry all the heavy energy, and you are getting ready to release it. Once you are finished, take the fresh garlic clove. On the thin skin of the clove, write the number that represents your debt, or a keyword that stands for the fear block or negative emotion you want to let go of. It could be lack, burden, unfinished karma, or anything else that weighs you down. Keep it short, but make it meaningful. Then take the cinnamon stick, break off a small piece, and gently sprinkle it over the garlic. Do not rush this part. Treat it as a moment of activation, as if you are charging your intention with fresh energy. Cinnamon represents positive yang energy. When it touches the garlic, the yin energy, those two begin to interact. And right then, transformation begins. One part, release. One part, awakening. Now it is time to burn the paper. Use a metal tray, a ceramic dish, or any safe heat-proof surface. Place the paper on it and light the fire. As the paper turns to ash, imagine that every debt, every fear, every heavy thought is being consumed by that flame. Each falling piece of ash is a bit of negative energy breaking away from your spirit. Breathe deeply, slowly, and let the lightness start to spread through you. And now the final step, the most important of all. Take the garlic clove sprinkled with cinnamon, place it gently over your heart, and softly say, I release old karma. I welcome new prosperity. Repeat it 3 times. Slowly, sincerely. You may close your eyes to feel the words soak into every cell, as if you are programming a new belief into your mind. Then, take the garlic clove to the toilet and gently drop it in. As you flush, visualize all the dead energy stagnation and everything that no longer serves you being washed away with the water. Watch the swirling motion as it carries your past away, making space for something new to arrive. When the ritual is complete, there is nothing more you need to do. Just sit for a few moments in silence. Close your eyes. Feel the shift, however small, starting from within. You may notice your heart feels a little lighter. Remember, this ritual is not meant to replace paying off your debt, going to work, or having a clear financial plan. It is simply the first step to cleanse your mind, helping you release heaviness and take action with fresh energy. Real transformation happens when you perform the ritual and also commit to real change in your life, step by step. A very important note: you do not need to repeat this ritual every day. Energy takes time to settle and take form. Only perform it on special transitional days, such as the first day of the lunar month, the full moon, or after a period of misfortune that has left you feeling unbalanced, overwhelmed, or stuck, either financially or emotionally. Think of it like washing away fate. It does not need to be frequent, but each time you do it, it must be done sincerely and with deep intention. You have now completed a profound cleansing ritual, but the journey does not end here. For this new energy to take root and bring real change, there are some important things you must not overlook. First of all, never use spoiled, moldy, or sprouted garlic. Since garlic is the one carrying your karmic energy, if it already carries signs of rot, it could spread more negative energy into your space rather than pulling it out. Energy during rituals flows in both directions. If the item is impure, the result can be reversed. Next, do not perform this ritual while feeling angry, hateful, or emotionally overwhelmed. Your emotions will be infused into every action and every spoken word during the ceremony. If you act out of anger, the ritual will not purify. You will instead turn it into a channel for negativity, which bounces back toward yourself. Also, do not share this ritual with those who do not believe or who tend to mock anything spiritual. Even casual jokes or dismissive comments can send out a wave of reversed energy, shaking your confidence and blocking the sacred transformation that was starting to take place. A ritual is a quiet connection between you and the universe. It does not need to be broadcasted, and it should never be offered up to people who are not tuned in to the same frequency. And most importantly, never treat this as a get-rich-quick trick. This ritual will not make you rich overnight. What it does is purify your energy, clear mental blocks, and remove the invisible weight standing in your way. When your spirit is renewed, your belief reawakened, and your energy aligned, then luck, abundance, and opportunities will naturally begin to show up. But only if you do it with a sincere heart, with gratitude, and with discipline. Now that you understand the ritual, the tools, the timing, and the things to avoid, just remember, theory means nothing without real experience. And now let me share with you a story, a real person, a real journey, someone who once felt completely stuck, and just one night after performing this ritual, their life began to change. There was a woman in her early 40s living in a poor suburban area. Her husband had left after a failed business deal, leaving her with 2 young children and a mountain of debt. She sold snacks during the day, washed dishes at night, living through a stretch of hopeless days. Not just because of money, but because of the growing feelings of helplessness, shame, and despair. Many nights, she sat quietly by the cold stove, watching her children sleep, while tears fell silently from her eyes. One night, while looking online for a way to borrow money, she came across a video about the garlic ritual for releasing karma. At first she laughed. It seemed ridiculous. But in her hopelessness, she thought, maybe trying something different might help me feel a little lighter. And so she began. On the night of the full moon, she lit an old candle, wrote down her debt on paper, held 3 cloves of garlic, and performed the ritual in silence. She did not ask for miracles, just to feel a little peace in her heart. Every morning after flushing the garlic away, she noticed the weight in her chest felt a bit lighter. Strangely, on the 7th day, an old friend, someone she had not spoken to in over 10 years, messaged her out of the blue. They talked, and that friend offered to help her and even introduced her to a stable job. She did not believe in magic, but from that day on, she felt like her energy had shifted. Her heart was no longer heavy, and everything slowly began to improve. There was also a man who sold feng shui items at a small local market. He understood stones, bagua symbols, and quartz crystals, but he did not believe in rituals. To him, feng shui was science, not spirituality. But after a long stretch of poor sales, he began to realize maybe the problem was not the products. Maybe it was something within himself. One night, he came across an article about the garlic ritual. He laughed and said, "At worst, I'll lose 1 clove of garlic." So he gave it a try. Lit a candle, wrote down his worries, whispered a quiet prayer, and dropped the garlic away. He did not expect miracles, just wanted to feel some release. 3 days later, a group of tourists visited his stall, then came back again with friends. One of them offered to help him bring his products online. Things began to change steadily, slowly, but in a positive direction. He said, "It was not the garlic that worked magic. It was me who finally stopped resisting myself." And from there, everything started moving. 2 stories, 2 lives. Both with the same truth, the ritual was just a catalyst. The magic did not come from the garlic, it came from the moment a person chose to stop, face themselves, and open their heart to let new energy enter. If you perform this ritual the right way, not rushed, not superficial, you will feel a strange sense of relief. And the best part is, you do not need to wait for someone else to save you. You just need to believe in the power within yourself, in your ability to renew your own energy, and in the invisible connection between your intentions, your actions, and the outcomes that follow. I believe that if you approach this ritual with respect and awareness, you will start to see your life shift. Maybe not in a dramatic way overnight, but you will clearly feel you are moving out of a heavy energy field and slowly entering one that is peaceful, bright, and full of new possibilities. Just remember, the ritual is not here to make you rich. It is here to make you new. And when you become new, your destiny will shift with you. Before you leave this video, leave a powerful affirmation in the comments below. Write, "I am ready to change my destiny," or "I deserve abundance and peace," anything you want to invite into your life. Because what you write today is the seed you plant into the energy of tomorrow. And do not forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell, so you do not miss out on ancient spiritual and feng shui wisdom that has been passed down through generations. We will continue to meet again on deeper journeys so that each of us can live with clarity, with fullness, and with true alignment.